welcome to Big Boof Bets. It's the Get the Money podcast. I am Nate Stevenson, and as always, I am joined by Mr. Big Boofy Skirman and Mr. Tony T-Bone Guarino. How's everybody doing after Week 15?
Doing pretty good, brother. Another strong week for the locks for us, which means it was another strong week for my wallet, and I always like when that happens.
That's what we like to hear, Boof. Me as well. How about you there, Big Tone?
Well, I must be on the nice list this year because my stocking has been rather full of definitely not coal, more like, gold or silver or other precious metals that are awesome. And hopefully this week we can continue that because, holiday week, holiday season, hopefully Santa's in a giving mood and we get lots of extra units as presents. But, Boof, why don't you let us know if we're back on the nice list yet?
Locks went 8-3. Our teasers were undefeated. We had, 6 of them? Yep. They were the Dolphins and Steelers, Dolphins and Texans, Dolphins and Bengals, Steelers and Texans, Steelers and Bengals, and then Texans and Bengals, all in a 6-point teaser with each other. And so obviously went 6-0 there. Then we had Cowboys -10 and Bengals +2. Losers were Dolphins -8, Falcons +10, and Packers -4. And then we also had the Rams -4 at the time we recorded. That ends up being a void since the date of the game got moved. And,
Actually, Boof, I did learn that that's kind of 50-50 on the books. Like some books, as long as it's played within so many days, there's still action on the game. And then some books, obviously, if it's moved, then it's voided. So just a heads up to everybody out there, that's kind of 50-50. So just, it depends on the book where you bet the game at, actually.
That's interesting. I definitely had it on FanDuel, and it disappeared on mine.
Okay. Then, sounds like FanDuel was church, then it sounds like.
Well, depending on what side you had, of course.
Indeed.
For our purposes here, it definitely was.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm still calling that a void. We got a 8-3-1 record. Actually, I'm sorry, that's just an 8-3 record because that's not a tie. That is a void. So just an 8-3 record.
Correct.
Okay, so 8-3. That brings us to 70 wins on the year, 65 losses, and 4 pushes, bringing our season success rate up to 51.85%.
Continuing the climb, baby. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, we're looking to just continue to kick butt here and make sure we're playing our best ball going into the playoffs here, just like everybody else in the NFL.
And then you would definitely not be a Mike Tomlin coach team.
Hey, we'll see, man. We got a few weeks left here for the Steelers to maybe prove you wrong on that one, brother.
You know what? I would love for them to do that, man. I have a very nice division champion parlay that I got very great odds on, so nothing would make me happier, actually, Boof.
All right, well, I guess we will find out. Speaking of, let's find out here. Let's head into Week 16. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
All right, well, let's go dashing into Thursday. We'll start with the San Francisco 49ers at the Tennessee Titans. 49ers laying 3, and your over-under at 44.5.
I like San Francisco here. Tennessee will be getting back A.J. Brown. And so they will have their wide receiver duo together. But let's keep it real. Julio Jones has been struggling to even make it through a game when he does play. Tannehill has not been playing his best football lately. And defensively, Tennessee has taken a little bit of a step backwards here. On the flip side, I think San Francisco is just rolling. And I do not think the train stops here. I think they are the better football team right now. And we are only laying 3. So go ahead, give me the Niners here.
100% agree, Boof. We have Debo seemingly back at 100%. That is a huge, huge deal for that 49er offense. Defense fairly healthy. And going back to the offense here, even though without Elijah Mitchell, Jeffrey Wilson has been doing a more than adequate job filling it at running back. So with all of those, with the injury situation looking pretty good for the Niners and the Titans seemingly very much cooled off from their hot streak against good teams earlier in the year. Love the Niners here. And I think we have a lock here, baby. What do you say?
Yes, sir. Let's kick it off with lock number 1 on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, lock it in. Get that money.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, let's jingle all the way over to Saturday, where we'll start there with Cleveland Browns at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers laying 7.5 in your over-under at 45.5.
I love the Pack here. Just getting they look like what they are, and that's one of the best teams in the league. And they've only gotten healthier the past couple weeks. The Browns definitely can't say the same thing about them with all the injury and COVID situations going on there. You know, even if they do have a lot of those guys back, I still like a very, very hot Packer team at home against a Browns team that is looking like what it is, and that is not a playoff team. Give me the Pack, and I'll lay the 7.5.
I like the Packers as well. I'd rather go the teaser out here, do a Saturday teaser, and go Packers and Colts. So we would get the Packers down to -1.5 and the Colts up to +7.5. And that's how I personally would rather play it. Would you be down with that?
Well, if I'm down to lay 7.5, I think that teaser sounds nice and juicy, Boof. So let's lock it in and get that money.
Oh, yeah. Get that money.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, the last Saturday game is the Indianapolis Colts at the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals laying 1.5 in your over-under at 49.5.
I don't know. I could see the game going either way, but I do expect it to be close. We just shared the teaser link, so obviously I like the Colts side of this. And being able to get them up over a touchdown gives me the insurance that I need to really feel confident about it. So Colts in the teaser with the Packers that was already shared.
So, Boof, diving into this game more, I definitely found some stuff very interesting. Looking at some trends, I'm not a huge trends guy, but these ones were just too compelling to ignore. More specifically, Cliff Kingsbury coaching trends. Going back to 2014 when he was at Texas Tech to this year. In 2014, he won his first 2 games, lost 8 of his final 10. 2015, started 5-2, finished 2-4. 2016, started 3-1, then lost 6 of 8. 2017, started 4-1, lost 6 of 8 again. 2018, 5-2 start, lost 5 in a row to end the season, and missed the bowl games entirely. And then somehow, he magically gets hired by the Cardinals. God, I'm in the wrong line of work where I can just somehow fail upwards. 2019, first year with the Cardinals, 3-1 start, then loses 7 of the final 9 games. Last year, 5-2 start, loses 6 of 9 with one of those 3 wins being via Hail Mary to finish 8-8 and miss the playoffs after they looked like they were going to make them. This year, obviously, 10-2 start, looking fantastic. Now all of a sudden they lose 2 in a row, obviously most recently to the Lions, and they're staring in the face of the Colts, Cowboys, and potentially a third hard game if Seattle still is in the playoff hunt last game of the season. So, the point being with all of this is Cliff Kingsbury coached teams seem to start really, really well and then completely crap the bed. And the fact that they're playing a Colts team that has the best running back in the league right now, the best line in the league right now, and is running the ball over everyone. I love the Colts here. I love the Colts on the money line. I mean, heck, the Cardinals just got ran all over by the Lions last week, and now they're playing the Colts. So it just I know a little longer here, but there's too much not to share. I love the Colts. Give me the Colts all day.
All right, well, we'll slide on into Sunday and start things there with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers. The Bucs laying 10.5 in your over-under at 44.
Yeah, give me Tampa Bay. I know it's a lot of points. I know they're not, I know it's in question who's all going to be available, but they should have Antonio Brown back on offense. They still have a fairly deep wide receiving core. I still like Tyler Johnson. I still like Scotty Miller. They're going to have Gronk, obviously. Ronald Jones will be a decent replacement for Fournette at running back. And they're going against the Panthers, who are starting Cam Newton, who anytime Cam Newton starts for the Panthers, They've lost 12. They've lost his last 12 straight starts. And they're 1-11 against the spread in those starts. So that's enough for me. Give me Tampa Bay. Don't overthink it.
Well, I guess I'm going to overthink it because I would take the Panthers side of this. Obviously, Chris Godwin is out for the year. No Levante David. No Leonard Fournette. Antonio Brown, who's supposed to come in and fill in for these guys, only had a limited practice today. Mike Evans is still week to week. He did not participate. I would expect him not to play. Tampa Bay is just missing a lot of players right now. They have been worse on the road in both seasons since Tom Brady's come in here. And it's 10.5 points. That's a lot. So I would take the Panthers here. So how about we pizza box it then, Nate?
After those stats I just gave for Cam Newton, I will pizza box that every day and twice on Sunday.
It means he's due, baby. Let's go. Pizza box.
But we're going to lift the pizza box again.
All right. Speaking of pizza boxes, last week's did go 1-1 for those of you that are keeping track.
Yeah, finally broke the losing streak. Just going to start another winning streak, Boof. That's all.
All right, so moving on, we have the Los Angeles Chargers at the Houston Texans. The Chargers laying 10, and your over-under at 45.5.
Give me the Chargers here. Austin Eckler did just get put on the COVID list, but they have a couple capable backups at running back and at wide receiver and tight end and everywhere else. I think the Chargers are just going to smash the Texans here. I think this will be a week where if they even have to go for it on fourth down, they're going to get them. They will be having drives ending touchdowns, and the Texans are just going to get smashed here.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely not one of those that requires that much brain power here. Chargers are the way better team. The Texans don't have the ability to take advantage of the Chargers' run defense, and we're going to lay it with Chargers, -10.
Sounds like we're going to lock it in there, baby.
Sounds like it, baby. So let's lock it in and get that money.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, moving on, we have the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the New York Giants. Eagles laying 10, and your over-under at 40.5.
I like the Eagles here. The Giants, ever since the injury to Daniel Jones, have lost by double digits the last 3 games. Even though the Eagles are coming off a short week here, the Giants just they're just a broken team. And the Eagles are definitely the team with a lot left to play for here. I know it's a big spread. Against most teams, the Eagles should definitely not be laying 10. But this is definitely a bet more against the Giants with their injury situation and personnel situation. So let's lay it with the Eagles, -10.
I'm going to take the Giants +10. Giants actually won the first meeting here. Now, I understand that was with Daniel Jones, who will not be playing quarterback for them this week. But they held Philly to 7 points in that game. And a lot of the issues that Philly has, I think they turn it over too much. Like if they have to throw it, they're going to get picked off. If they have to run it, they were fortunate last night. I mean, they probably put it on the ground about 8 times, and they only ended up losing 1 or 2 of them. So I think Philly's going to find a way to screw this up and not cover the 10 points. So give me the Giants.
Well, pizza box that one too, buddy.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's do it, man. Pizza box.
All right, let's go. 2-0 week, baby, again. Woo.
A lovely cheese pizza just for me.
All right, let's take a look at the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals laying 3, and your over-under at 45.5.
I think Cincinnati is the better football team right now. They are at home. I think they can really attack them where Baltimore is weak, which is their secondary due to injury. Still uncertain whether Lamar Jackson is going to play in this one. So I would like to wait and see just because of his status. And the other part of this that makes me concerned is it just seems like it's going to be chaos in the AFC North. And I could see the Ravens coming out here. And just because that'll scramble things up in the division even more, that'll be the reason why they come out and win this one somehow off of some fluky crap. So I'm going to stay away and pass.
Yeah, we see this one the same way. I mean, this is like the Bengals are the better team, but like you said, there's just the AFC North has just been in such chaos this year, and it's normally hard to sweep a division opponent, especially a good division opponent. And the Bengals won the first one. I could easily see the Ravens winning the second one, even though it may not make a whole lot of sense. So, yeah, just gonna stay on the sidelines for this one.
Okay, moving on, we have the Detroit Lions at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons laying 5.5, and your over/under at 42.5.
So, two things here. Falcons against teams that are currently in the playoffs, they're 0-6, and against everyone else, they're 6-2. I would say the Lions are definitely in the everyone else category. So, point for the Falcons. And then something else that, as far as Detroit goes here, when they have a good game, or at least a competitive game, they normally seem to royally suck the next week. And to give you a few examples of this, week 1, when they hung with the 49ers, next week they got blown out by Green Bay. Week 3, they lost to the Ravens on the 66-yard field goal. And next week, lost by double digits to the Bears. Week 5, almost beat the Vikings. Next week, lost by 21 to Cincy. Week 7, led the Rams in the fourth quarter. Next week, lose 44-6 to the Eagles. Week 10, tie the Steelers. Ugh, that one come back to haunt us. Anyway, next week are down double digits most of the game to Cleveland. Week 13, they beat Minnesota, and next week lose by 28 to Denver. Last week, they beat the Cardinals. So, naturally, give me Atlanta minus 5.5. I mean, this is easy, right?
Yeah. Truth be told, my gut instinct, or I get my first instinct on this was Lions +6, and then Nate definitely convinced me when we were talking about it during the pre-show, and he just listed why. So I'm going with a little bit of faith here. I'm also on board with the Falcons, even though they screwed me last week and have screwed me most of my betting career. But give me the Falcons. I'm going to lay the 5.5 with you, brother. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, lock it in. Get that money.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, up next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the New York Jets. The Jets laying 1, and the over/under at 41.5.
This is a classic poop plus poop equals poop, and I do not want any of this poop equation game.
Well, they didn't even merit an equation statement, Boof.
Oh, that's fantastic right there.
All right, well, let's look at the Los Angeles Rams at the Minnesota Vikings. Rams laying 3, and your over/under at 49.5.
I definitely like the Rams -3 here, but I have a little bit of pause because these are two good teams. The Rams are definitely the better team in my mind, but their COVID/injury situation is something that could weigh into this game, being that they don't have all their players back. So that one gives me a little bit of pause, and also the fact that the Vikings are still a solid team. What stops me from even thinking about teasing the Vikings here is because they just won a game that they had to win to keep their playoff hopes alive last week against the Bears. But I just have a weird feeling like they just seem to be the type of team where, as soon as they get back in it, then they just shoot themselves in the foot. And this just seems like one of those games where they're riding high, they're in the thick of the playoff race, and Kirk Cousins throws 3 interceptions, and Jalen Ramsey takes one back to the house or something. So if you're going to pick a side, I pick the Rams. Make sure what their COVID situation is. Beyond that, I'm good.
Yeah, I find myself conflicted on the same way. I like Rams -3, but at the same time, I love teasing the Vikings up where I get them over a touchdown. I can't decide which one's better, so I'm just going to pass.
All right, so the last 1 o'clock game we have to look at is the Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots. The Patriots laying 2.5, and your over/under at 43.5.
So hopefully this time we'll get to see the matchup that we wanted to see 2 weeks ago when they played each other, and get some decent weather here and get a real football game, which it looks like we are going to get that. And I like the Bills' side of it. I think they're going to be extremely motivated after what happened up in Buffalo. I think they're the better team. They're getting 2.5 points. I like them to win the game, and I'm also going to use them as a teaser with the Seahawks, who are laying 6.5. So we'll get the Bills at plus 8.5, and the Seahawks down to minus half of a point. So that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, Boof, I definitely agree with the handicap. I mean, I think the Bills. I do think the Bills win that last game if it's not a windstorm. I definitely think they're the better team, even though we're at home, or even though New England is at home. I don't think that matters too much here. So yeah, we're getting points with the Bills. I definitely love the teaser, and honestly, I think they're going to win this game. So I'm down to lock the teaser in, baby.
Yeah, lock in the teaser. I do think the 2.5. This was at 2 earlier in the week, so probably worth waiting to see if we can't catch a 3, and keep an eye for us out on Twitter as always for that.
Agreed. But in the meantime, let's lock it in and get that money, teaser style.
Ho, ho, ho!
All right, let's slide down the chimney into the 4 o'clock games, where we'll start with the Chicago Bears at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks laying 6.5, and your over/under at 43.5.
Yeah, Matt Nagy and the Bears are a dumpster fire, and give me the Seahawks minus 6.5.
Yeah, pretty much. We already shared the teaser, so this way I don't have to lay that many points. I'm just going to go teaser style with it, and we can keep it moving.
All right, baby. Lock it in. Again, teaser. Get the money.
Ho, ho, ho!
All right, moving on, we have the Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders or Broncos laying 1, nobody knows. Over/under at 41.5.
I find this to be a game where it's just two inconsistent teams going up against each other, and it's a divisional matchup. I don't want any piece of it. I pass.
Yeah, I agree, Booth. Plus, you have Drew Lock, most likely quarterback for the Broncos, which is another wild card, both good and bad. So, if anything, live bet it. But if you want to be super safe, just stay away.
All right, the final 4 o'clock game for Sunday is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs laying 7.5, and your over/under at 44.
Yeah, Boof, you know it's still back.
I certainly do.
Actually, you don't, because half of them might have COVID.
Some pretty important ones, too.
Indeed. As we currently stand, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, Harrison Butker, among 13 Kansas City Chiefs that are currently on the COVID list. So kind of a big deal. I'd say if you want to get freaky with all those players out, grab the Steelers plus 7.5 right now, or even sprinkle a little on Steelers money line, because this is the type of bull crap that Tomlin pulls out of his butt to keep his job, and all that stuff. Because we know my love for him and everything. So I think if the Chiefs have all their players, it's a smash spot for the Chiefs. I think they roll, but if they don't have those players, that is a very big deal, and I could definitely see the Steelers keeping it within a touchdown, if not just winning the game outright. So, yeah, give me the Steelers at this time. Give me the Steelers plus 7.5.
If I had to pick it right now, I would take the Steelers with the points. But obviously, I'm going to wait and see what happens and how everything with COVID plays out here. So keep an eye out later if we decide to play this one.
All right, let's throw the Yule log on the fire and take a look at the Sunday night game, which is the Washington football team at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys laying 10, and your over/under at 47.5.
Knee-jerk reaction, I like the Cowboys laying the points. I think they're playing great football here. They were whooping WFT a couple weeks ago, and the football team was able to backdoor them when Kyle Allen came into the game in relief for Taylor Heineke. But they really struggled to move the ball until that happened. Now, the other side of that is if was a fifth and, blah, 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 and all that junk. But the bet I really like in this one is the under 47.5. If you go back and look at the schedules here for both of these two teams, the Cowboys have played in 3 games in a row that have gone under this number, including a game against WFT. And WFT has played in 4 in a row that have gone under this number, including the same game that was just mentioned. So give me the under 47.5.
I like it, Boof. You pretty much said it all. Let's lock in that under and get that money.
Ho, ho, ho!
Ho, 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 indeed. Let's ho-ho over to Monday night, where we'll finish off with the Miami Dolphins at the New Orleans Saints. Saints laying 3, and your over-under at 37.5.
Oh, Boof, such a low total. I mean, knowing these defenses, like immediate knee jerk reaction is to go under, but it is amazing, like how many of these low totals, just from going by memory here, normally go over. And I mean, the Saints have a competent offense. Tua has been good for the Dolphins. I mean, they have a competent offense. They're getting Waddle back. You already got Gesicki. You got Parker. I mean, you pretty much have the full complement on offense there. Also, they're getting 3. I mean, honestly, I'd take the points and the over here, Boof. What do you think?
Taking the points, it's interesting. I mean, it feels like Miami is rolling, and they are. They have won 6 games in a row. Problem is, those games are against the Jets, Giants, Panthers, Jets again, Ravens, and the Texans. So the only team that was worth a crap on that list is the Ravens. That kind of that's enough to scare me away from the Saints, who just had a huge win against Tampa Bay on the road, and now they're coming back home to the Dome, where historically they have been a lot better. I am on board with the over. I mean, that's just a ridiculously low number. You never see something like that. So give me the over. You already said it. The injured guys for Miami are coming back, and I just don't see any reason why we can't hit that.
All right, baby. I like it. Let's lock it in and get that money.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, well, definitely beginning to look a lot like Christmas on the podcast here. So, Boof, go ahead and recap the gifts of locks that we have for this week.
All right, we have 7 locks this week. They are the 49ers -3, Packers and Colts in a 6-point teaser, Chargers -10, Falcons -5.5, Bills and Seahawks in a 6-point teaser, Cowboys and WFT under 47.5, and the Saints and Dolphins over 37.5. And Nate, how about some parlays for the people here?
Oh, it is that time, baby. It is that time. We're going to get some parlays for the people. Even though COVID's trying to down our spirits here a little bit, we still have a nice 3-tier system for y'all. But just a heads up to everybody. I mean, obviously, COVID is affecting a lot of stuff this week. So I do recommend, if there's stuff that you like, get it in now. But maybe be a little more cautious, with how many bets or how much you put on everything. So, because COVID can seem to COVID is playing havoc right now. So just a word of caution, and let's do it, baby. So first one, we got a 15-legger. 49ers -3, Green Bay -6.5, Colts money line, Tampa Bay -6.5, Chargers -10, Philly -6.5, Cincy and Baltimore to go over 42.5, Atlanta -6, Rams -3, Buffalo money line, Seattle money line, Denver money line, the Steelers +7.5, Dallas and the football team under 47.5, and Miami and New Orleans under 44.5. Or if you want to go the other way, take just the regular over 37.5. So either way, I do recommend both of them because I don't see there being a ton of points scored in that game, but it's just a low total, and we definitely like the over. So either one can't go wrong there. 15 legs, plus 499,008. So kind of like a, not a retirement parlay, but maybe take like 5 years off of work parlay. Not too bad. And so next one, moving on, we got 12 legs. And we are going to go 49ers money line, Green Bay -6.5, Colts +8.5, Tampa Bay -6.5, the Chargers -6.5, Philly -6.5, Cincy Baltimore over 38.5, Atlanta -6, Rams money line, Buffalo, not Baltimore, Buffalo money, Buffalo. Let's say it one more time, Buffalo +8.5, Seattle money line. And Dallas and the football team under 47.5. That's 12 legs for plus 19,515. And those are the two bigger guys, or the really big guy and then the medium guy. And then lastly, we have the get out of jail free. We're going to go 49ers money line, Green Bay money line, Tampa Bay money line, Chargers money line, Philly money line, Atlanta money line, Seattle money line, Colts plus 8.5, Bills plus 8.5. 9 legs, that is plus 1082. So $100 will win you almost $1,100 on the get out of jail free parlay. And hopefully we all hit that because we all know what time of the year it is. Need to pay for them Christmas gifts, baby.
It is the season of giving, baby, and hopefully, in our case, receiving some units from your local sports book.
Indeed, receiving and as we know, giving out the many units to all these wonderful people.
All right. Well, as always, Nate, thank you for sharing. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Big Boof Bets. Best of luck to everybody, and let's get that money.
Oh yeah, get that money. Merry Christmas, everybody. Except you, Mike Tomlin.
Ho, ho, ho!